My name's Karen Kluss, and I'm here with my dad, Al, and today we're going to be talking about Crohn's disease. And Dad, since you have Crohn's disease, can you tell us a little bit about Crohn's disease?
Yeah, it's an inflammatory bowel disease, and it's from your throat to your rectum, and from one side to the other side, it's like a cross, like Jesus' cross. And it's a very painful disease, and there's no cure for it.
And so it can go in remission, but you basically always have it. Is that right, Dad?
Yeah, there's no cure for it, I was told, right? And then you always have it until they find a cure for it.
Mm-hmm. And Dad, how old are you?
I'll be 75 and actually almost about 3 months.
And how long have you had Crohn's disease for?
I've had Crohn's disease that I could recall from 30 to 40 years ago. And I might have had it earlier because they didn't know much about the disease at all at that time.
And Dad, can you tell us what your symptoms were?
Well,
what was happening to you?
Yeah, you get a lot of stomach aches, fevers, and aches in your bones, and all kinds of. You could get kidney stones and ulcers, all kinds of stuff.
Mm-hmm. And you were bloated and bleeding?
Yeah, I was you would get on those episodes. You would get bloated and I was bleeding through my rectum, right?
And going to the bathroom many times, right?
Oh yeah, you get the diarrhea a lot. That disease is famous for that. Going to the washroom a lot,
and just very painful in the stomach.
Right. Really painful. I didn't realize it could get that painful when I first realized I had it.
So when you had these symptoms, what did you do? You went to many doctors and many hospitals, different types of hospitals, universities, and...
Yeah, I went to a lot of doctors and different hospitals also, because I've been to the hospital so many times.
And what did they tell you? Did they give you a whole bunch of medicines to take and...
Medicines and, and just tests, all kinds of tests, also blood tests and all of these things. You would have to go for a lot of different reasons,
And did you take a regular, as far as nutrition went, did you take a regular multivitamin, or did they say that you should be taking something in specific?
They told me to take vitamins. I had to take a lot of pills for everything that was bothering me.
Mm-hmm. But as far as nutrition, you just went to the regular store and just bought generic or whatever was on sale, whatever.
Right. The doctors told me you could just take anything.
Anything,
mm-hmm. Right. As far as vitamins.
Right.
Absolutely.
And with all the pills that you were on, you had many side effects from them, right, Dad?
Yeah, you get a lot of side effects. The doctors told me that you'll get all kinds of side effects, but some will be more than others, But they basically said everything's going to be all right, but it wasn't. Not all the time. Right?
So did you have to stay away from certain things, certain types of foods? What did you stay away from, Dad?
I stayed away from cabbage. Put me in the hospital one time. I had one piece of cabbage where I had some kowinki, it's Polish food, and I was right in the hospital the next day. You have to walk away from a lot of things. Stress bothers you. You have to walk away from things. You just can't argue about anything.
Mm-hmm. And what about like dairy products? Milk, ice cream?
Right, milk bothered me a lot, very a lot. And you worry about things all the time because you don't know what food is going to really bother you at that time.
Mm-hmm. So did they tell you to stay away from certain kind of fruits and vegetables and things like that?
Right, they did. They said whatever bothers you, you have to stay away from it. Don't take the disease lightly because you think you're feeling good and the next thing you know, you're in the hospital.
Mm-hmm. So they told you to stay away from any kind of skins and seeds and things like that for as fruits and vegetables go?
Right. No seeds, no skins. That's what they told me. Everything in canned food. Mm-hmm. Don't take a chance with skins or anything like that. Right?
And stay away from sodas, sugars.
Well, you have
sweets.
to find out what kind of soda bothers you and all that. A lot of sodas will bother you. Yeah, carbonation and all those things that are put into the soda. Mm-hmm. So.
Now, for the last couple of years, Dad, you've been feeling a little better.
Yes,
actually, a lot better.
Yeah, I do. I took these blood tests, and the last time I took it, the doctors were amazed. And my blood test, everything that was on the blood test, it was all right. And they said you don't have to come back as often as you were. That whatever you did, keep on doing it.
Awesome. So what have you done differently, Dad? Are you taking you're taking Shaklee now?
I am taking Shaklee. And that's what really helped me with the bleeding, because I've had a transfusion before. And now I don't have to have these transfusions in a couple of years, because I kept on going back to the hospital because I was bleeding. And this stopped my bleeding. And that's all.
What about your energy level you've got?
Oh, yeah, right. And as long as these tests, the blood tests I had and all that, and I see my heart doctor, he says, whatever you're doing, do it. You can do anything. Your heart's good enough to do things now, because, I didn't have really a bad heart.
So you're feeling better, and you've had the disease for 30, 40 years.
Right, and I've actually only had one operation done, a little part of my body, a little part in my intestines that they took out. And that's unbelievable what I hear from other people, how many operations they've had. Mm-hmm. And I'll be 75 in a couple of months, and I feel great. I have to say, I actually feel better now, and I'm 75 years old, than I did when I was 30, 40, and up. And that's God's truth.
Awesome. Wow. We love to hear that, Dad. Thanks so much for sharing the stories with us. We really appreciate it. And hopefully we'll be helping people out there that have Crohn's disease as well.
Yeah, I hope so. And I'll tell you, try Shaklee. As far as I'm concerned, that's where I'm going to stay on those kind of pills if they're helping me. So I have to.
Great. Okay. Well, thank you so much for sharing that. We really appreciate it, Dad.
You're welcome.
Thanks again.
Okay.
Love ya.
Love you too.